Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Kim here. And today I am showing you somebody's thrifty box. Her name is Anne and her box is now full and we are going to look and see what she got and then I'm going to ship it out to her tomorrow. Yay! This is exciting. Anne she's the first one to fill her thrifty box. Now, if you are unsure what a thrifty is, check on the description below. Just pull down, you'll see there's writing there just in the description. Just click on the more so you can see. There is a link that takes you to the video that explains what a thrifty is and how to sign up for a thrifty box. So her box is full and it's ready to go out, but these were the last few things that she's added into the box from my last thrifting. And so she asked for a piece of lace from that lace tablecloth, which I've given her. This lace has like the flowers, appliques can all be cut out individually. You could do some beading and sequins and stitching on top of here. You could use it as an overlay on a piece, or you can use part of it, cut out part of it and then use it to decorate the edge of a page. So she asked for a piece of that. And so we're going to unbox her box. Now this is her box, okay, and it is full. Now I'm going to try and tip it so you can see inside the box. Can you see in there? It is full. I still have to get these 4 things in there, but it is already full. There's maybe, a couple of inches, and don't worry, if there is some, once it all settles in together, I will fill it with some other goodies that she doesn't know about. That's how it goes. But it's going to be pretty tight. So in the last one, we had this, it was called Wild Child Fibers. Oh, I love this stuff. It's just so beautiful. So she chose that. And she had chosen some of the Coca-Cola playing cards. I gave a 5-pack of each, 10 altogether. So she chose those. And they have some pretty fun, funky designs on the other side. And very retro. And then this wallpaper. Now this was, I said I'd give about a 20-inch piece. I caught about 24 inches. And I do have to fold it over because it's too tall to fit in. And when you get it, just so you know, I will be stuffing things like this down the tube so that it doesn't crush it, as well it doesn't take up any additional space, I hope. And so let's look and see what all she got in here. So and now the sad part is I'm unpacking this, but I got to repack it again. She has chosen different types of fibers throughout the different weeks. Every time I got a new fiber, I offered some to the Thriftees, and so these are the ones she chose. But there were lots offered. So there's this one, and then there's this one. It's a silver and orange and pink, and a little bit of purple in there. And I love this one. This one's got some really fun. The colors are so beautiful. So we'll get a glimpse of her color combinations, what she likes. This pom-pom trim in the brown colors and in the red colors. This green trim. I think you're going to have a really nice selection of trims now, aren't you? This was some Pico Edge ribbon. I was demonstrating one day how to make flowers with this. You only need a 3-inch piece, and so I offered an assortment, and she accepted that. And I'm going to turn the box sideways for myself so I can get in here. Okay, I'm going to show you because I had these packed on the top. She had chosen an assortment of different fabrics. So I'll go this way because they're bigger. This has got paisley in it. It's a blue paisley. This one, and again, these were all through the course of the weeks. It probably took about 2 months to get this box full because, they could yay or nay on certain things if they didn't want something. So they just would take longer, but she ended up being the first one. Eyelet trim. This came off of a bed sheet, so it's got a plain pattern at the top and then the eyelet at the bottom. This was a kitchen cloth. It's very retro, very faded in spots, stained in others, but it's still beautiful to work with. It's a very nice weight of cloth too. A rose placemat. This is so pretty. I think I was able to get one for myself. Again, it's vintage. but it would make a beautiful, you could probably get 2 journals out of this very nicely, and just enhance it and collage with it, just to give it a little bit more elements on the front. This pretty cat fabric. I love these cat's eyes. Aren't they cute? And, I couldn't decide if this was citrus or what, but, I realized afterwards that it's balls of yarn, so, which is fitting because it's the same color combination here, and it came from the same package of fabric that I had bought. And then she got 2 of these. They were burlap cutlery pockets. I think somebody had made them for a wedding, but I just think they would make darling pockets inside of a journal or on the outside of a journal. Very nice. You could dress this up by adding something in here, and then a nice tuck spot for a tag or a journal card. She also chose this safari pieces, and this was a curtain that was it was all these different images. There's 3 different images, but they were so sparse in the curtain, and the curtain is this material, and there was really not much to it, so I cut them all out individually, and there are tons. I have tons of them. So each offering was, and you got to watch for pins in here too, and in case you're this must be fun for you, seeing what you're getting. So it comes with 4 palm trees with the coconuts on them, and it comes with 4 monkeys and 4 elephants, my favorite. But they're all cute, and this would again make a lovely theme for a journal. This red fabric, and this has the shimmery gold on here, and there is some trim along the edge. It was a sari scarf, but a really long, the whole sari wrap. So this could easily be cut out as an individual trim to use, and there's quite a bit of it here. And then the red separately, it can be used as a journal cover. I mean, it's lightweight, but if you have a felt underneath it, that will help to thicken it up a bit. And it allows for doing so much fun stitching if you want to stitch on here, because you could do where you do a sequin in each one of these little circles. I have sequins on the table. Let's just have a look. So if you put a sequin in each one of these stitched on, oh, how cute is this? Oh gosh, now I got another project to do. So you could highlight different areas of the fabric as you're putting together your journal cover. Beautiful. And she chose this one. Whoa, this is green, isn't it? But all of these little green flowers are individual, so you could cut them out individually and use them as appliques on other projects. Great for garden journals or spring journals. And then if you use it as an applique on a fabric, you can also do some fancy embroidery stitches inside the leaves. You could probably dye these different colors with your alcohol inks or dyes or felt markers, so you don't have to have them all green, but just a lovely, lovely color. And then I was able to cut it in a way that each person who took this fabric got a piece of this trim as well, so you can cut this trim off and have beautiful, like you could cut individual little pieces to be little spot elements or on a cluster. Any of this is good for a cluster as well. So you can really play on just this trim, whether you use it in small doses or you use it to trim the whole book. Nice. And there's enough here that you can do that. You can easily trim the edges of a journal. So she chose that one. This is fun. And then this was some fibers of another week. I think I offered a pink bag of fibers. I can't remember anymore. So they all come in 5 yards. So she's really got a nice collection going here. So this was one offering at a time, separate from those. Because sometimes I offered them individually. Sometimes I had 2 or 3 I offered. And then you could choose which ones you wanted. But this was kind of a pink tone. So it's this darker pink. This is a fun one with the multicolors in there. And then the eyelash trim in this hot pink. And then this trim with the purple and pink and yellow. Very nice. Again, spring journal to me. This is fun, shabby fibers in variegated tones of pink. And then there's this very soft, kind of a rainbowy color, which again complements that green fabric. I think you're going to have some fun. I really am starting to see, you know, kind of a color scheme coming together here. And she asked me for some little doodads. There was a package of goodies, and I said sure. And because I hadn't really offered, I just said if you want some, let me know. And then she did ask, so I put together what was there, some of it. So there's different little trinkets in there. This was, I'm not going to open it, this was a sari package. If you go back on one of the videos, you got some trim, you got some pieces that are good for appliques, and then you got this beautiful piece here. Let's open it. It's gorgeous. I want to look at it again because I have a piece of this too, so I need a reminder. I'm just going to take the one out, but it's a sizable piece. So you can see, you get a whole nice journal out of there with this part on the bottom and with this part. Look at that. And then you have all this other added trim and appliques that can be cut out of here to use for elements in your journal. And then even pieces of this, because it's quite sheer, so you want something underneath it. But even pieces like this, you can just scrunch up and stitch at just a little section of this and make a nice little, you know, fibery bit to add into your journal. But this is, of course, you know, the primo part of it, right? Now let's hope I can fold all this stuff back up and get it back in there. I knew I shouldn't have taken it apart. Well, it'll come a little bit wonky from when I originally folded it, but I will straighten it up before I pack it up. So there's that. So can you see how much fun this is? Now, tell me you can get all of this for the price I'm charging on Temu. Not a chance. Some shabby ribbons. Most of these come 1.5 yards, 2 yards, something like that. Oh, I forgot to put a pin on this, or a gem on this. I'll put that on before I close the box. I always like to add a little dangle onto my pins so that you can use it on something else as well. This could be used as a ribbon or, again, cut in strips. This is great for doing saris. I see some pink things and green. I see where you're going with this. And even the wallpaper in the pink. With the pink roses on it. This is, and you know, don't let this small bag fool you. I promise you, and you will never need embroidery floss again in these colors. So this is, we've determined that it's silk. I've gone and done the research, or I did a burn test, and it doesn't melt. It burns and smells. But this is one section of strand, so you can see on here. Now, when you take this apart, because it's knotted several times, very loose, easy to take apart knots. There are strands knotted that are in strands of 10, I believe. I did them based on what how they were tied when I got them. So there's like 30 strands just in this yellow, and just beautiful. This is in 2 tones. Some are in solids, some are a mix of colors, but really great if you're doing some slow stitching. And again, if you look at these color combinations that are coming together, how beautiful is that? And I always tell people, don't get caught up on matchy-matchy. It's the colors that you like that start to come together, and you can start to see, just based on what you like, the projects will come together and work themselves out. And you will see it. We're not done. So then she got a bag of this really crispy, this is florist satin ribbon. And I did a demonstration for you. I showed you what this is like. If you put this in, because it's very crunchy, so this is how you get it in the bag. You have to do the work yourself. You stick this in hot water, really hot water, And every once in a while you go by and you scrunch it and you scrunch it. And I scrunch it first by hand before I even put it in the water a few times, just kneading it like you were kneading a piece of dough, and then put it in this really hot water. At first maybe you can't touch it without rubber gloves, but you know, as you go along you'll be able to get your hands ready there and just keep squishing it and scrunching it. And then it comes out like this, and it's very soft, very pliable, and it's like seam binding. And you know how much seam binding can cost nowadays, especially with us junk journalists. They've kind of caught on to that market. But this is what it's like, and it works exactly the same way. And if you ever find this satin ribbon, because it comes in 100-yard rolls, and if you ever find it in the wider widths, again, same thing, hot water, the hottest you can, or even boiling water if you can. All you're doing is getting the sizing out of it, and that's what makes this so crispy. And they use that to make nice crisp bows for their arrangements. But when you take the sizing out, it is so beautiful and soft to work with. And the more you scrunch it up and the more you leave it to play, the more it looks like seam binding, and is so fun to create those fun ribbons with seam binding. So she got a big bag of that. I think there's like, I don't know, a whole bunch. Sometimes I don't measure, I just fill the bag. Now, I see this is tucked in here. Okay, avalanche coming, yay. Everyone got a box like this. Well, if they wanted, they had to say they wanted it. This is just a box filled with gems and goodies. And each one is slightly different, but similar in quantity and style. But each one is different. There are dangles in here. There are brooch pins, some of them. There are broken pieces of jewelry. There's some bling, buttons, whatever I had to fill the box, that's what went in here. And there's all different colors. You just can't, right now you're just seeing the white, but there's red and blue and green and pink and purple, everything. So she chose this for one of her packages. Again, let's see one of those box stores give you all of this for this money. And we're not done yet. A set of 2 bingo cards. Those are the hard bingo cards. This was a greeting card. You know, it was just one of those things. I said, if you want one, I'll throw it in your box. And she wanted one. And then she chose this Woman's Weekly magazine. And she chose 2 of them because after I offered all my thrifties the option of getting one, if there was any left over, if somebody didn't take one, and I had a few extra as well. If somebody didn't take one, they could come back to that video and ask for a second one, because I listed which items were still available. I haven't done that on the last couple of videos, but you guys can just ask anyway. This is a 10-pack of napkins. I'm not going to take them all out, but there's 10 different ones, and I offered 2 different ones, so I don't know if she took both or not. I'll find out as we go along. This is a huge pack of vintage ephemera. Now there was a random pack and a pack that showed you exactly what you were getting. Every one was the same except, you know, maybe one thing or 2 things by color. There were 2 different packs. I don't know if she took both of them or not. Yeah, I think she did. So this was the random pack, and this was the not structured, but everybody got the same. Whereas this, it's soup and nuts. You don't know what you're getting in here, right? But it's equally fun. So she chose both. So again, look at how much stuff is in here. I'm not going to open it up. There's postcards. There's vintage envelopes. There's canceled checks. There's even some real money in here. There's some vintage tickets. There's book pages. Lots of fun in this box. Buttons, I see. A package of wine labels. I can't remember. 50, 40, a lot. So again, they're all different. So it's quite a substantial pack. Are you shocked yet? Can you believe all this? We're not done. We're not done. Okay, she chose one of my purple journal kits that has fabrics, lace, trims. This is like the Kahuna package in shades of purple. I'm not going to open the whole thing. You can go and look at the video, and if not, you can also go on Coffee and see that they are for sale. They're on Coffee, and the on Coffee there is a link to the video there as well, so you can see this kit, what's in it. So she chose one of these. I hope you're going to enjoy this. I love putting these kits together. They are so beautiful, and yes, they are available to purchase on my Coffee shop. So she has that. Look at, you would never get this anywhere else. I know that. No one does this. This was a 35-piece masculine type pack. It's got some different ephemera, and there's a couple of Tim Holtz people in here. There's a canceled check here. This is from 1926. I'm not going to open it. She gets to open all that stuff. And she gets to have half the fun of opening all these and seeing the actual stuff. So you did really well, because I know you wanted vintage paper. So I think you did really well with the vintage paper. And, you know, I didn't go into these magazines, but like, look at some of the items on the back and the advertising. This is from, you know, 1964. So you're going to have fun going through this part of it. And some more playing cards. These were some vases, and yeah, different vases. Enamel case, Smithsonian Institution. So she got those playing cards. And then I had some packs of 12 they're reproductions, but they're photo images of vintage photos that I have. They're cabinet cards. And the last, not the least or anything, but it got folded up at the bottom, was she took one of these little lace sampler packs that I had. It's 25 pieces of lace, and you know, they're all about 12 to 15 inches. Some of them maybe longer, like doubled up, because they were thinner or smaller. So that was the little lace sampler packs that I had. I had a bunch of them left over from another project, and so I thought, well, I'll just offer them if anybody wants them. So this is all of Anne's stuff. Anne, I hope you're going to enjoy this. And Anne, you do have to let me know. I think Anne, you know, we sort of talked about it. I think she's staying on doing another box, you guys. Like, why wouldn't anybody do another box? And I can't wait to share what everybody else took, because everybody's boxes are different. And so as they fill them, I will show them. But, you know, I'm not going to open everything. We got to leave some secrets and fun things for them. And yes, if I can squeeze a couple more things in the box for her, I certainly will. Thank you, Anne, for participating in my Thriftees box. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you'll consider doing it again. And if you do want to join and get a Thrifty box, it's only available in Canada. But go and follow the link to the Thrifty box information, and you have to sign up on that video. Otherwise, I don't see it. And when you sign up, then I will, and you say, I want to do the Thrifty box. I have one person who's been on the waiting list. She will be contacted as well. I think her name is Dawn. But you know, anybody else who wants to join, I would suggest you do it now. And it doesn't matter, you know, some people it's going to take 2, 3, maybe even 6 months. You know, if you're really particular and you only want certain things, it might take you a little longer to fill your box. But if you bypass it for more than 2 weeks and you don't choose something that you sort of liked, that's why I kind of give you 2 weeks to say, you know, but after that, it's free game for anybody else in the Thrifty boxes that can say, I would like to have 2 of those now that somebody hasn't claimed one. So that's kind of how it works, but it's all explained in the video. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I wish you all a very creative day and a creative week, and I look forward to talking to you and seeing you all soon. Bye for now.